Hello, hello everybody. Oh my god, my hair's driving me crazy today. Sorry. I'm going to the hair cutter tomorrow, so it'll be different by the time you see me next week. Yay. So welcome back, Lushire Hobbit. I noticed you hadn't been here, but I also saw you, I think, on Saturday during the marathon stream. So that was awesome that you were able to pop in for that. It was a good time. Hey, HIC Just Right Sandy also. Hello. Howdy. Kaiser Inferno. Wow, we got all sorts of folks hanging out in chat. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. So I am your host, Little Redhead, and I will be taking us into Middle Earth today. Sorry, just looking at that apple tree. That is so cool. Is that like part of the background? Or is that in somebody's yard? I think that's part of the background. Oh, that's nice. Interesting. I don't know why, but I didn't notice that before. We've been playing another game where you like pick fruit when you see it. So now I'm like, every time I see fruit in a game, I'm like, ooh, can I go pick that? It's very silly. Nice walk. Yes, thank you. I'm very happy. I love the whimsical walk. It makes me very happy. It's pretty cute, huh? That's so much fun. So, oh, Lasha, you've been working a lot. You've been ill, right? And you're streaming also. That is pretty awesome. So I hope that's going well. I know it can be a little chaotic. We've got like little to-do lists for when we are streaming to kind of remember, like, oh yeah, remember to do this, remember to do that, because there's all those little things, and like you forget something. Like for example, it's wintertime now, so it won't be as much impactful because it's already dark outside for us. We're in Europe, for those of you who don't know. Yeah, putting the curtain across the window where it hits my face is like one of those things, that's on our to-do list. So, Kaiser Fredo says, I want this game now. Is it on Steam? It is on Steam. You can download it through Steam, or you could just go straight off to lotro.com and download it. It's available both ways. I don't use the Steam thing. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Cordovan was on Twitch when I went live. Were you? Oh my gosh. I did not know anybody else was on. Oh, or are you just hanging out? Hopefully I didn't knock you out. I don't think that's possible. So no. Oh, okay, good. Oh my goodness. I was like, turn this car around. So, well, hi, Cord. Good to see you. So, cool. Lasha, you're got affiliate. Very awesome. I pretty much only stream on the Lotro channel. I mean, I do stream occasionally, and by that I mean like maybe an average of once a month or maybe once a quarter on my own. I am on Lotro stream way more often than I'm on my own. So I don't have like affiliate or anything like that going on. Although amusingly, I do cross-post my stuff over on YouTube, and I have some stuff on YouTube. So that is starting to get to the place where they're like, you're almost there. I'm like, okay. Well, we'll see how that, if I ever decide to monetize that, we'll see. Unlikely, but why limit possibilities, right? So, all right, so we are here on the Treebeard server, which is one of the legendary servers. There's currently Treebeard and Angmar and Mordor. Treebeard is the oldest of those. Treebeard is very slow progression. So we have been very slowly moving forward. Every 5 to 6 months, the next expansion opens up. So what is my YouTube age? That is a great question. Hobbit, YouTube. You would think I'd have a quick link to this, and I probably do, but let me just see if I can snag that for you real quick. Oh yeah, it's Life Beyond the Shire. Life Beyond the Shire is my thing. Oops, that didn't work. Hang on. There's like a whole link there that just didn't work. Let me try that one more time. There you go. I guess it comes out the same. So, okay, so, oh, yeah, quick, before I forget, so this weekend was the Extra Life Marathon, And so we here on the stream team and some other folks from SSG, who's the folks who put together this game, did a streaming for Extra Life, and we have numbers above my head. I still have them there in case anybody's curious or wants to join in. So we had a team goal of 30,000, and we met that. We are at $32,725. That's raised for children's hospitals in North America. Anything that is donated under the general team or under my name and a number of the other streamers will go to Boston Children's Hospital. That's the one that SSG chooses. And because I'm in Europe and don't have a local hospital that is part of that network or needs to be, I'm happy to support the one that SSG likes. So above that is my personal goal. I was going for 750 to raise towards the overall goal, and I have up to this point raised 885. So thank you, huge thank you goes out to the community. Pretty neato there. So I wanted to make sure I mention it because it's still going. You can still donate, and if you do, you can get stuff, which is pretty neat. So let's see, where's the, incentives? That's the word I want. So let me pop that in the chat also. So there's a community loot list is what it's called. And if you make a donation of $10 or more, then you can start to choose things off of that loot list. $60 will get you the maximum number of choices off the loot list. I think it's 10. So yeah, there's a link there where you can find out more information. And then there's also a link to a survey where you would then say, hey, I have chosen these things from the loot list. May I please have them? And you send that off, and Cordovan will go and send you things over time. It's something he does on his free time. He doesn't do that as part of his job at SSG. So he's like, fitting it in on the weekends, in between doing other things, while he's watching movies, that sort of thing. So, just be patient. He'll get it all done. Oh, I'm getting a trade request. Hang on, I gotta put my tea down. Okay. Yeah, what up? Oh, I haven't done my... What are you giving me? You giving... Oh, some dice. Oh, thank you. Where'd you get those?
Delving boxes.
Delving boxes. Nice. I am a little bit of a die aficionado, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you very much. So our goal right now, so the festival is over. So let's back to Lotro. Yes, but so anyway, yes, feel free to donate on Extra Life. I will do a Hobbit flip in game. If any donations come up during my stream, I will still continue to do that. So happy to do something fun and silly to say thank you. And then remember to fill out that survey, Bunky, so you get some goodies after you finish donating. So, yeah, okay. So back to the game. My goal right now is there's no festival going on, so which is fine because I totally forgot that the legendary item reward track is coming to an end in 7 days. So I don't have a lot of time left. Well, 7 days and 22 hours, so like 8 days if you include today. The goodies that I want, because I'm all about housing, cosmetics, pets, the fun stuff. And so that stuff, I'm like, allies, whatever. No, I've already got my legendary items pretty well kitted out, so no problem there. So I don't need all this other stuff. What I really want is the good stuff, as I call it. And that happens at level 25, 50, 75, and 100. So 25 this time is the incomparable coffer of the Gaffer's Delight, which basically will give me, I believe that's a Samwise Gamgee housing attendant, which actually, let me show you. There's one over here in Sandar's yard. Hello, Sam. So I believe we find Sam wandering around in our yard if we get to 25. 50 will take us to a deep claw whelp, so like a young deep claw cosmetic pet. 75 gives us a parrot of darkness, so it's a parrot, but it's like kind of got like a ghosty glow around it, I believe. Kind of like that. And then 100 will get us it's this legendary coffer of the Eerie Apothecary Housing Bundle. And I hadn't done a lot of research into this, so I wasn't like on my way towards trying to get it. But as it turns out, there is a welcome mat. So the welcome mats, oh, let's see, he doesn't have one. You know, you can have like a welcome mat outside your door. There's one that's called the unwelcome mat, and when you get close to it, the like a big wraith comes out, you know, and it kind of looks all scary and stuff. And that has been hitherto only available through the instance of Barad Guldur, and it's a drop, and it's a very rare drop that we have spent a fair amount of time, I think, on this server trying to get it, and were unsuccessful. And then we've kind of moved on. So now it's available in that coffer for getting to 100 on this legendary item reward track. So that's a second way to get it. And a third way to get it is if you're on the Angmar or Mordor servers, there's a whole reputation thing you can do if you are defeating wraiths in the wild, and it's the whole thing there, and I can explain that another time, but let's just scoot ahead. That's another way you can get it. But it's only available on Angmar and Mordor. So, gotta remember a drink. Okay, so that's where we are right now. So if I can get to 100, I could get that unwelcome mat here on Treebeard, and that would be kind of cool. So that's our goal. So we're going to go do things that get us legendary item experience. So we're going to start with a thing called Delvings. So I'm going to take us to an area that is part of Before the Shadow, which is the thing on my shirt here, for the expansion that came out, which took us into Cardalon and Swanfleet. Isn't that such beautiful artwork? I love it. So pretty. So we are here at Gerwin's Convoy, which, let me show you on the map where we are. Oh, move that way. We're up here near Sarch Vorn, so way at the top tippy-top there, up here. So if you were to like keep going north, you'd go into Breland down here. It's an area that opened up after when this expansion came out. Oh, actually, it's right over there. Let me stand on something tall. Hang on. Because I'm but a wee hobbit who cannot see. I just keep, oh my goodness, my jumping skills are crazy today. So that area way over there, I guess it's not that far, that used to be blocked at the end, and there's like a bunch of brigands and stuff in there, so you're coming in from Breland, and there's a quest that you can do to go in there and you defeat some brigands and stuff like that. So that's that area, and the boss was like at the back. So now you come out that back and you are here. So that's kind of cool. I love how it all connects. So we're gonna do a thing. So we're gonna do some missions. And these particular missions that we're going to go into here and a couple other places, they have an additional layer that you can add to the mission called a delving. And you can only do delvings if your character, is at the maximum level for that server. So right now, our server, the maximum level for the next, I'm not sure, actually.
We'll go from 100 to 105.
When? I thought that was today.
First week of December.
Oh, December, not November. Meh. That's right. First week of December, a different month.
The 10th month, not the 9th month.
I thought, yeah, I was thinking, and I think it's the 4th, which is why I'm like, wait, that was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, but next month. On the 4th of December, we're going up to 105. But right now, our max level on this server is 100. So our characters are maximum level, so we'll be able to do not only the missions, but the extra layer of the delving on top of it. So we'll show you how that works. All right, so we'll start with the mission, Brigands in Nimbarth. There are ruins not far from here that are overrun by brigands. So we're going to go and deal with that. Yes. No, December, the 10th month. I know, right? That's been getting me lately too because deck is 10. So as in, no, anyway. Ignore me. Okay. So when we first get in here, we're in the instance, we're in the mission. We have our mission, which is we have goals. And our goals are, in this particular case, defeat 15 half-orcs and slay the half-orc captain. So that's our goal here. But you'll notice that there's this funky thing over here. And it is a delving stone. What's the deal with that? Well, if we click on it, it gives us a handful of different things that we can do. And basically, it's like you can do a delving of tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. And if you wish to do that delving of that level, you need to insert into it a delving zircon or garnet or emerald or amethyst. Let me see if I have any of these on me, actually. I think I do. I have a delving emerald. Okay, cool. So do you want to do a 7?
7 is good.
Okay, sweet. Oops. Let's just close that. Okay, so I'm going to choose tier 7 because I want to do something that's kind of high enough level to get us a lot of experience, but not like so high that it's just a grind and it takes us forever and it's not worth it. So it's like finding that balance between hard enough to get more experience, but not so hard that it takes so much time that you wasted all that time. So I'm going to do the lowest of this grouping that allows us to use an emerald. So we're going to take that one. So, oh, Malice Moose says, I love when my delving just randomly fails for no reason, though. I am curious how you've encountered that. Now, if you walk past the delving stone before you put the gem in, then you no longer have access to the delving stone. So you got to make sure you don't go past the delving stone. If you have done this where you put the stone in and then you leave the mission, that's considered a fail. Trying to think of other situations which are considered a fail. I don't know. But let me tell you, the message that it's giving me here is that it says the stone is inert. There's a clear fissure in the surface where one with little effort could affix a gem of some sort. Perhaps you have such a gem in your possession. And what this is doing is basically these gems that we have, there's like a darkness inside of them and there's something going on. And so if we put this gemstone into the stone, it's going to crack it open and that darkness that's inside the stone is going to come out and it's going to basically infect the baddies that we're about to go and interact with. But if we are able to defeat them, then that dispels that darkness. So we're basically cracking it open and the darkness gets out, but then we're able to go and that allows us to then have the ability to defeat what was inside that stone. So that's what we are doing here. So I'm going to accept that quest. And then I do the same thing where I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And okay, so I put the delving emerald. It says it fits into the fissure within the delving stone. The emerald cracks and the darkness within creeps out of the stone and moves into the air as a black tendril. A flash of dread fills you, but passes. So you see how it kind of flashed there for a second.
Where is your track reward track?
My LI reward track? Oh, before it's asking me what number I'm on because he's kind of tracking how far we're making it. We need to do an average of like 4 boxes per day right now. So I'm most of the way through 63. It's on screen if you want to see it, honey.
263. 62.8. Okay.
So Malice Moose had a situation where he put the gem in, confirmed it, finish objective, leave mission, and then delving failed pops up. So it was at the end after you finished everything. Okay, well let's wait and see when we get to the end and see if our experience is any different from yours. I do know sometimes there's like a situation of things putting themselves in the right order. And so sometimes you have to kind of wait a moment for things to kind of catch up. I've run into that. So like, for example, if you click on the mission giver, the scout in the mission, and and it pops up with something other than complete a mission. Like it's got some other verbiage, like, but one of them is like, you know, leave now, go now. Like it's got more than one option. Then it's not right, and you don't want to leave yet. It hasn't caught up to you. I've run into that. Okay, so next baddie, if we have time, I want to see. Okay, never mind. Well, Affodil is channeling their inner hunter today. Attack, attack! Oh. Although, to be fair, there we go. I just did it myself, so, you know.
That's channeling your inner hunter.
There we go. I'm channeling my inner hunter. Good job, me. Okay, so there's a dude up there. We haven't, like, started combat with him yet. I want to see what he's got. So, number 3... Oh, dang it. I didn't realize I had it queued up. Dag nabbit. That's hilarious. So I'm trying to get a look at one of these guys. So, because the way this works is they have there. He's out of sight. I should not be able to hit him even if I try. So because we're doing a Delving 7, we have the variant. We have Malice 7, and then down from there. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So we have 5 different malices of the various levels as we go down. So like if we did a tier 12 delving, I think it gives us a 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8, for example. And these rotate through. So it's not the same every day. And they don't rotate through as a collection, I don't think. I think you can get this with that, you know, like it's a mix and match sort of thing. I don't know if there's like if it's random, but whatever it is that day, it is for the whole day. So it's not going to change again once it's set for that day. So these are the problems we are going to be running into the whole day is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we've got Lingering Fear, a monster attack that will greatly reduce your ability to heal yourself and others cleanse yourself. Okay, so that one we can cleanse. It's a cleansable thing. That's good. Number 6 is Encroaching Shadow. Monsters summon the shadows to cover them and mitigate damage. Okay, so while they've got that shadowy thing, they might be taking less damage. Sauron's Blessing. After a brief... And looking at my cat. Induction, heal all nearby allies to full health. Ooh, okay. So Sauron's Blessing, we want to interrupt that because otherwise they're going to heal themselves and anybody nearby to them on their side, not us. So we want to get rid of that if possible, or don't let them do it. Thickhide, incoming damage on monsters is reduced by half until they are struck with a critical blow. Okay. And health poultices, while this enemy is above 85% health, they will heal themselves continually. Well, we can get them below 85% pretty fast, so that's not too bad. All right, are we ready to hopefully do this together? Okay, let's go. Let's go hit things. Hi.
Can't sprint.
Let's see. Oh, well, I did not interrupt that, but that's okay. It was only a sniper's arrow, so that's not too bad. Sneakies, hi, how are you today? We are doing some missions with the added difficulty of a delving put on top of that because we want some legendary item experience. We're trying to finish off our reward tracks. So, one of the reasons why we're doing the delving as well is one, it gives you some cool rewards, but also basically I now have 2 quests going. So I have the regular mission quest and I have the delving quest, and they both complete when we complete this mission. So it's basically like I get to complete 2 quests for doing 1 lump of work, which I'm happy with that. And that means I get 2 servings of legendary item experience. So I'm also happy about that. All right, we need to... Okay, so I have two things here. They say... let me see if it's too fast. No, it's okay. So this is fine. Sometimes when you run up there, there's a different message that comes up, and I can't remember what it looks like. It's been a little while since I've run into that. Yes, nice. A 2-for-1 is always good. I agree, sneakies. So, but you can see, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of small words, but I have a tier 7 Delving Emerald, speak with the mission giver, and then mission Brigands and Nimbar speak to, return to the mission giver. So the scout has arrived, and they're like, hey, thanks. Travel now. Now, sometimes when I get to this guy, he's only got this. He's only got the tier 7, the Delvings piece of it that I can turn in. So I could go ahead and turn that in. And then after a moment, you know, it catches up. They're like, oh, you're out of the instance. Okay, here, now let's talk. And the regular menu comes up and I can turn in the mission side of it. I don't know if maybe that was part of what was causing problems for you, Malice. I really don't know. I would say if that happens again, like write down exactly what happened and exactly what you did and submit a ticket. Because if that's a bug that's happening, they would want to know about it and try and fix it. And by they, I mean SSG, the folks who put this lovely game together. So let me give you a little link there just in case. So the link down at the bottom, the help forms, that's where I would put in a ticket if you, actually maybe it's the first link. Sorry, the first link. That's where I would submit a ticket if you run into that again, Malice Moose, because that is not what's supposed to be happening. I do know that. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second one. Yeah, Malice Moose, if it happens on stream, if you are streaming it, then that's even awesome, even awesomer, you know, because then you'd have a video, so you could be like, here's what had happened, let me show you. Yeah. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that is interesting. That should not be happening. I do know that. So, okay, we're going to go into the next one. Now, I know that the two of us, because we're doing this as a duo, if one of us comes in and interacts with the delving stone and the other one of us isn't here, they don't get credit for the delving aspect of it. So we often will wait, and I know that's not the problem you were running into by what you're describing, but I'm just mentioning that for anybody who's like doing these with a friend, that you want to make sure you're both there. All right, are we good with a 7? We want to just keep going with 7s? Okay. All right. So, and then I go ahead and put my little delving stone in, and we are good to go. So here's a funny little thing, is that if you, like we're doing this as a duo, and let's say Affodil didn't have one of those delving stones, one of the rewards when you finish is that you get one. So you would get one in your inventory. And then let's say I'm continuing to like put the delving stone in. Uh-oh, got a Sauron's blessing happening. Oh, it didn't matter, it was just him. Thanks. Anyway, you just continue to keep getting them, but you can only have one in your inventory. So you could like get one, sell it, and then the next delving, you know, your partner does the delving stone. You get one for finishing, and then you sell it, and then your partner gets, like you could just keep doing that round and round. It's really silly. Wow, they were just standing out here waiting for us. Oh, behind us.
Yep, we must survive waves of attack.
Oh, we're surviving waves. That's right. So we are. We have it's a 6-minute thing. That's the other thing I forgot to mention is the quests that we have. These missions that are coming up from that mission giver. Some of them have a rotating set of missions, and I forgot this guy did. So we're going to have different missions than the ones we did yesterday, because we came in and did this yesterday too. Yeah, we're basically like, okay, we got to do this every day right now, or else we're not going to get to level 100. Maybe I'll come stand closer to where you are. Oh yeah, there's a little stray down there, isn't there? Nice.
If we don't want them coming from all sides, we could go down here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure. We're going to try and corral them a little bit, have them come from only one direction. I can zoom out a little bit so y'all can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I've heard that there's possibly some interest by SSG in looking at the Hunter, which would be great because I don't know exactly what happened, but I feel like my DPS is not as like amazing as it was when I started playing Hunter 3 or 4 years ago. So I would love to go to being a glass cannon. I found that quite delightful. I mean, I'm still contributing, but you know, I feel like it's not as I'm not as overpowered as I was before. I miss it. Honestly, the minstrel's pretty good. Well, Affadil here is quite good as a minstrel. B4 knows how to do like a nice sequence of things in order to, yeah, to be very effective. Oh, they came from behind me. It's like a Lox. Before I was playing some Valheim earlier in a Lox, which is this large lumbering creature. He was about to attack one, and one came up behind him and attacked him. All right, we just have 3 minutes left on this. Hey, Casper. The cats are circling. Sauron's blessing. I don't think I stopped it. What you doing, sweet boy? Yeah. Hi. Okay. Ah, here they come. I see red dots. So, what's everybody's food plan for today? What's everybody eating today? Is it cold where you're at? It got cold where we're at. It got down in Celsius to single digits last night. It was like down to 6 at one point I saw, what's the thing you normally double it and add 20 or 30? 30? So 12 plus 30 be 42. So yeah, it was like 42 Fahrenheit around here yesterday, overnight. It may have gotten colder than that, but that's what it was when I looked when I was getting ready for bed. So I have decided that it's time for 2 duvets on my side of the bed. So I am enjoying, yes, having 2 duvets, which makes it all very nice and thick and very nice and warm, though. The cats seem to be happy with it. They weren't sure at first, but now they're enjoying the extra squish, and they can make kind of like little nests, and that makes them happy. So Sandy's got 70 and rainy. Well, that's not bad. I mean, that's nice and warm, really, right? I don't mind warm and rainy. It's cold and rainy. Cool and rainy, I can manage, but cold and rainy is just miserable, I think. So that's what our winters are here sometimes, is cold and rainy, and it's like, ooh. I end up staying in a lot on those days. But all right, so you had 70 and rainy. It was up to 80 a couple of days ago. Well, that's nice. That is unseasonal. You're so ready for cold weather. First week of November, and you still have not turned on the heat. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's wild. We turned on the heat. Actually, here. Yeah, we actually turned it on not quite a month ago, but we had a cold spell. Yeah, we had a friend visiting from the U.S. and she likes it a little bit warmer than before, and I do, but that's okay. So we turned on the heat while she was here and help warm it up a little bit. And then the funny thing is, we had like a little warm stretch, like a week or two later. Oh, hey, we are done. Find the scout. Scout and about. Yeah, so it got kind of there. Did you see that little flicker? I don't know if Malice Moose, if you caught that. That was like a transition. So maybe something went wrong with that transition and it is doing something weird for you. I would say definitely put in a ticket if you're having that happen.
Especially if it's reproducing.
And if it's, yeah, and if you are able to catch it on stream or if you can reproduce it somehow, any of that, because that should not be happening. Oh, hey, another thing to do is if you're doing Delvings, you get a box, a special box as a reward. It has a timer on it. It's a 1 hour timer. So, like for me, this has already been 10 minutes. So you can see it expires in 49 minutes. So make sure you don't forget to open those. Let's see, what did I get? I got a box of housing items. Ooh, what did I get? What did I get? I got the study of a tankard. I'm fine with this because I'm a Hobbit, so I'll put this up in my Hobbit house. I say like as if I have just one. Jasper trophy on pedestal. Oh, that's unusual. I don't know that one. Well, here, let me open my shared storage and I'll just go ahead and pop those in to my housing bucket. Zoop. And zoop. Cool. All right. Spirits. Stirring of spirits. Okay, let's pop in there. Let's take out some spirits. There's one that, well, actually a pair of them that are a real pain because it's like those dark waters and they keep disappearing and reappearing and they hit you and they stun you and so annoying. So that one we often will do without a delving. Speaking of, I don't see the delving stone. Is it further ahead? Oh, there it is. Skagosi says, good evening, Little Red MB4. Good evening to you. We were just discussing the weather. The Dutch love to discuss the weather. That is like a big thing here. And they love to complain about the weather. I should be more specific about that. If it's warm, it's too warm. If it's cold, it's too cold. If it's rainy, there's too much rain. And if it's dry, it's too dry. Like it cracks me up. So I actually like the weather here. Hang on, we'll come back to that. But yeah, so I'm from Colorado, and the weather in Colorado has, so I mean, I grew up there and I remember summers when I was a kid. And of course, nostalgia is, always has a little bit of a sheen to it with things that might not be necessarily true, right? Like you remember things differently maybe than the way they were. But I do remember, and of course this was, Colorado Springs versus Denver. Colorado Springs is cooler because it's a higher altitude. Denver is always warmer. But I remember that from a kid, and that's still the case. Man, I got stuff all over me. Let me try and cleanse myself a little bit. All right, let's see if we can get rid of some of these guys. But we never used to get 90 and 100 degree days. Like it was abnormal. Like you could count how many you had seen. And it's shifted. Like it used to be, 80s was normal and you'd occasionally see 90. And now 90s is normal and you occasionally see 100. And now it seems like it's to the point where it's like you often see 100. Like you expect it, that you will see 100 degrees in a summer. And that's not unusual, which is just bonkers to me. Like people are putting in air conditioning in Colorado, which is so weird because you never used to need air conditioning. But you do now. So, which is then to say that it's really hot in the summers compared to how it used to be, and hotter than I enjoy. And the winters are sometimes kind of crummy. Now, not as bad as because I've lived in Iowa and Ohio also, and that is some wet and never-ending winters. So it's not as bad as that, but Yeah, Colorado, it's it's definitely it gets really, really like bitter cold sometimes now. I mean, maybe it did before, and I just don't remember that. Um, but I don't like it. I don't enjoy that. So, um, yay! The terror wrought by the Gaunt Man in these ruins is ended. Hooray! Good job, us. Um, so yeah, we rarely get below freezing here. Like, there'll be a couple of days over the winter, but a couple of days. You'll have like, it's big news because you have the freeze warnings, and they're like, make sure you cover your plants and all sort of stuff like that. It's really funny. Um, and then in the summertime, we get like in the 80s and 90s, occasionally 90s. We don't get the 90s as much as like in Colorado. So I'm like, basically, the winters are milder and the summers are milder than where I'm from, coming here. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with this. So we were in the Dutch class one day, and one of the teachers was like, "What do you like about the Netherlands?" And I said the weather, and she laughed. I was like, no, I'm not joking. Actually, I really like the weather here. Um, it's wet enough that I can grow stuff outside, and it lives. Like, I do not have a green thumb. My dad does, but it's not something that I have apparently inherited. So, yeah, I can grow things outdoors. It's pretty exciting. I don't try to grow things inside; they still die, which is. Oh, I currently have like a cactus and something else. Whatever the cats won't eat. Because I've also got that. I had an aloe vera plant because I really like that. I like having that around. Grew up with that. Yeah, the cat kept eating it. Um, so I kept moving it from place to place, and then eventually ended up putting it like directly in sunlight, and that wasn't good for it. And then yeah, it didn't survive that. So yeah, outdoor plants good. So let's see. Skagosi says it's the same here in Denmark, weather-wise. Um, Sneaky is a warmer weather person. Give you 75 degrees and higher year-round, and you'd love it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we're actually going to go visit South Carolina this winter, and for a couple days. Um, and I was looking ahead at like what's typical, what should I expect? Um, and probably like it would not be surprising for it to be in the low 70s during the day, Fahrenheit, and like in the 40s overnight. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't need to worry about a winter coat for that. Maybe layers, take a sweater, a jacket, and a sweater, a scarf, that kind of thing. Yay, we defeated the bad guy. So with this one, if you ever do this one, you just need to get to the guy who's downstairs. You don't have to actually go through every single goblin that exists in this space. And like there's a whole bunch of them on this floor, but we can skip past them. We don't have to do this floor. We can just go straight up to the top. And then, like, there's some guys at the end, even over there, that we're just like, nope, we don't need to talk to you either. We're just going to go find our scout, who I think is near the entrance where we came in. There we go. I see a ring way over there. Oh, Sandy. You lived in Colorado Springs for a year. Your husband was stationed at Carson. Oh, nice. That's funny. Not a great year for you. Oh, you were broke, only one car, stuck in a tiny apartment all winter. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that part. Hopefully you got to like at least look at the mountains because they are nearby. Ugh. Yeah, that's the one thing is I kept going back because I love the mountains. But in moving here, I was like, I think I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? And I don't miss the mountains as much as I thought I would. So you could see Pikes Peak from your living room window. Oh, that's nice. For those of you who don't know, Pikes Peak is a tall mountain. It's over 14,000 feet high, thereby also known as a 14er, of which there are a number in Colorado. But it's like the most well-known one. Fun fact, Zebulon Pike, for whom it is named, didn't actually make the ascent. He intended to, but as it turns out, mountains are bigger than they look. And so it was one of those where it's like, oh, okay, we'll just, start walking and we'll be there tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and they're like, not close. And it's like, okay, well, we'll keep walking and we'll be there tomorrow. And it's like, no. So basically, after enough days of that, they're like, okay, we're running low on provisions. This is ridiculous. This was supposed to be like a small excursion. This is turning into a big expedition. We're out. So he saw the mountain, but he never actually got up it. So that's so funny. Oops, I got stuck on the thing. Let me go around.
Feels like it should be called Pike's Failure.
Pike's Failure. Well, it's still a peak. It's a lovely peak, It's very pretty. Yeah, I wish, because there's a lot of Native American, first, what, words just stopped. Anyway, the people who lived there before, people who look like me came along. And yeah, I expect they had, now there was a bunch of different tribes that were in the area. So there's like the Arapaho and the Ute, and there's a lot of different tribes that were of that area. But I'm sure that Pikes Peak had a different name to those folks, and it would be neat to find out what that, like, was there a consensus on that? For example, there's this gorgeous area with these big red rocks. You may have seen footage on like YouTube of people playing at Red Rocks Arena. So that string of red rocks continues. There's like it's kind of a vein, and there's an area in Colorado Springs with a whole bunch of it, and it's called Garden of the Gods because it just has that kind of like it was a place of peace and kind of, I think there might have been some religious stuff that was there. So it's wonderful. It's a park now, so it's maintained and they try to keep it, every so often somebody will try and climb it without proper gear and stuff, and so like they try to cut down on that sort of thing because it can damage the rocks and things. But yeah, it's gorgeous. So let's see. Epic Games TV got some Jerry mail yesterday. Nice. So you're getting some of your rewards for Extra Life already. That's awesome. Very cool. So yeah, so that's another reason to go ahead and get your survey in because I'm guessing he's working through those then. And it's nice to get your goodies. So Sneakies was born in MA. I'm going to guess that's Massachusetts. Living in New Hampshire. Would rather be in the South. You've had enough of the minus 20 degree with wind chill while shoveling 2 feet of snow. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. We don't get snow. Oh, it was dark. Sorry, I did Passage of Foes instead of Passage of Shadow. I forgot that they're that kind of evil. So I'll check again here in like 30 seconds. But yeah, so we don't, not only do we not get below freezing very much to the chagrin of the Dutch who would like to go ice skating on the canals, which they cannot really do anymore because it doesn't get cold enough. I mean, once in a while it gets cold enough. It has at least once in the time that we've been here. But not cold enough for like sustained ice skating. Like they used to have a race that would go between 11 different villages up in the north of the Netherlands, and that would go from canal to canal, and they haven't been able to hold that in like 20, maybe 30 years now because it just doesn't get cold enough. But yeah, we don't get snow. I mean, okay, once in a while we'll get like a dusting, maybe a couple inches, but yeah, we are I do not miss shoveling snow. I don't have any of my snow gear here. I got rid of all of it. Oh, we've hit a wall. That's sad.
For whatever reason.
Um, there we go. Yeah, I don't have my big winter coat for going sledding or skiing or any of that. I got rid of my snow gloves. I don't have snow boots. Like, I don't have any of that anymore. I got rid of all of that before we came over. I kept a little bit at, because we didn't sell our house right away. We had roommates, and so they were still there, and so we just left our stuff at the house. So I didn't sell it right away, but then eventually I was like, this is silly. I have no need to keep all of these things. Like, so we just got rid of all of it. It was great. It was wonderful. I got rid of a lot of stuff, though, at one point. So yes, I do not miss. Yeah, Sneakies, I hope you're able to move yourself to warmer climes at some point. So Sandy mentions that you can see Pikes Peak from your living room window. That was cool. But you regret that you never made the ascent either, like Zebulon Pike. Here, let me take us somewhere else. So we've done all the missions with this guy. He doesn't have any more for us. So I'm going to take us to Cardalon. I've been up there by car. That was a bit harrowing. Don't recommend necessarily. And have made the ascent with the narrow gauge railroad. That is actually really cool. And when you, at one point, they have they'll have somebody on there who's like kind of a tour guide. And at one point, the angle is so much going up the mountain that the front of the train and the back of the train, it's like 3 floors difference, like housing floors. It's insane. And I've done that a couple times, and that was really cool. I will say, though, you do have to kind of prepare yourself for getting to the top because there's a lot less oxygen up there. And, yeah, I mean, you get the headaches and you get all of that. So I haven't been back to Colorado in a few years, actually, because the last time I was there, I started suffering some of the health effects of being at altitude. And I didn't enjoy it. So, yeah, I'm not sure the next time I'll be back. Oh, let me go ahead and pull this. So we've done the Delve Deeper weekly. We've completed what we needed for that, which is going to give us some delving writs, a consumables selection box, and 1,000 virtue experience. So that's nice. Thanks for the virtue. Yeah, so Sandy, if you ever make it back there, you could do the train. I would recommend the train because the train was fun. And also, if you get to the top, they have donuts, which you're like, yeah, what do you do? And they're small and they're expensive. But they're a special recipe because of the lack of altitude and everything. Things just don't bake. They don't rise up there. So, yeah, they had to come up with a special recipe that would both, do what it needed to do and taste good. So it's worth it to get the donuts just because it's such a unique and silly thing. On the other hand, one of the things I learned about living in the mountains, because I did live in Woodland Park at one point, which is up in the mountains, and we had gorgeous views, like in the sense of Pikes Peak was outside our window as well, which was pretty neato. But that was it. When you live in the mountains, you can't really see the mountains. So, not getting up to Pikes Peak, I could definitely see that as a regret because, it's cool up there. And it is cool up there. There's a definite temperature difference. And on a clear day, you can see Kansas. Not sure why you'd want to. I joined adjacent state shade. But you can't, yeah, you just don't see the mountains when you're in the mountains. So, you probably had one of the best views in the area from where you were. because Colorado Springs has some great views, especially back a ways. It's gotten a little bit overbuilt, to the point where they're like building in the plains out towards Kansas. So there's times when you're like in Colorado Springs technically, but you're like, this feels like Kansas because they've built further east. So anyway, yes, Egg Arthur does point out from the nitpicker department that Pikes Peak does not have an apostrophe officially in the name. I don't actually know the etymology of that. All things I learned as a kid, but now I don't remember why. Oh, Sneakies, you met a guy who lived in Scottsdale, Arizona, near Sedona with those red rocks. Show me some pictures. You'd definitely like to take a vacation there. Yeah, the red rocks are just gorgeous. And because it is that kind of like a vein of it running through, you know, parts of the West, it's really neat when you stumble across it. I think they're beautiful. Oh, and there's a famous picture out there. Well, not famous, but like a really neat picture out there if you can find it. I think, was it Halley's Comet? There was a comet that came through and somebody managed to get, lots of somebody's really, really great picture of, I think it was Red Rock, or no, Garden of the Gods with the comet in the sky above it. Some really cool pictures out there I've seen. I think my mom has that up on her wall, actually. Hey, it's my mom's birthday. Everybody say, happy birthday, Mom. She's not here, but happy birthday to my mom. Oh, just right, Sandy, you rode the train at Cripple Creek once. That was cool. Nice. God, yeah. I've done that, and I don't even know if that's still running. Things changed when Cripple Creek went to a gambling town. But to be fair, Cripple Creek was kind of dying. So I think it saved the town in a way, but it created definitely some other problems. Like, for example, housing prices went up the roof. They just went crazy. So people who'd been like barely scraping by in their old houses now had like huge bills, tax bills for their housing, property bills that they didn't have previously, for example. So Cripple Creek stopped dying. It still exists, but it changed the town. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Megan. Megan points out that I made my donation goal. I did. We did during the day. It didn't happen actually during my stream during the marathon on Saturday, but it did happen sometime after that. So that was pretty exciting. So here I'll put the linkity-loo into the chat in case anybody wants to take a look at that. I know Megan says maybe next year you should have a goal of, you could have a goal of 1,000. That is so funny. So B4 did say something to that effect. After my goal was met, he was like, oh, you could raise it to 1,000. So the reason it's 750 is because I think I originally started at like 250 and then made that, and MVP was streaming. And they were like, hey, you should, bump your goal up to 500. And I was like, no. And they're like, yeah, just do it. So I did, and we met the goal of 500. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So I've set it at 500 since then. And then I moved it up to 750 because of the same thing, right? I was like, oh, it's 750. We met, or 500, we met that goal. Let's try 750. So it's been now at 750. And after met the goal, and then got up to 885, as you see it is. Oh, hey, there's a $10 donation from Anonymous. Hey, you want to come do a Hobbit flip with me, Affodilio? All right, we'll do a little Hobbit flip. Ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, flip. Ah, we got close. Yay! There we go. Thanks, Anonymous. So yeah, so before I was like, oh, you should bump it up to 1,000. But I had already streamed, and it was during the marathon, but it was during like the next, it was further on. So I think I will consider that if I make my goal before the marathon, then I will bump it up. But if I don't make my goal before, my stream on the marathon, I figure it's probably set to the right amount then. But yes, I probably could make 1,000 actually at this point, but I'm going to leave it. The team goal is also met of that 30,000. We got up to 32,795 now. So that's pretty neat. I think it's great that we're able to, like, the community comes together and help support children. I think that's pretty neat. And people who are dealing with healthcare situations regarding their children. Because can you imagine, like, your kid is sick and now you have all these bills and, yeah. I'm glad that Children's Hospital help out with that. Make it easier for people. So, all right. Sneaky says, did you all vote yet? I was going to go before I did some shopping. The line of cars was down the street. Did my shopping, went back, was in and out in 10 minutes. Oh, that's nice. That is awesome. Yes, Sandy voted early. Good on you. I am a fan of the electorals, of having your voice being able to be heard. We vote here in the Netherlands now, which is pretty awesome. You have a poison on you. Let me see if I can cleanse that for you. So B4 and I are still American citizens. We are working on changing that out because we're also Dutch citizens now, and you can't have both. But we're currently in that process. We're in the in-between part. So we are still American citizens. So we were able to vote. So I figure this is probably the last time we will ever get to vote in U.S. elections. So we decided it was worth it to make our voices heard. I have voted every year since I was eligible to vote anyway. So for me, I find it an important thing to do. So Ginger says, we went and voted, my daughter and me. Awesome. Oh, hey, there's the Scout. Hi, Scout. Let's see. Yeah, it already flipped. I saw it flicker. That was an impressive display of power, says the Scout. So yeah, so we were able to do early voting here and get that sent off. So that's very cool. So funny thing, I did not know how it worked if you are outside the country. They have your vote count for where you last lived. So our votes count for Colorado, for example. I just thought there was a big pot they just put ours in. That would be people abroad or something like that. But no, it goes towards the state where you lived. So, yeah. We learned something new when we got here. Oh, Lashire says, I can tell it's bonfire night today. Yes, remember the 5th of November. Was it bonfire trees? What? Yeah. I forget the rest of the quote. Remember the 5th of December, bonfire, treason, and plot? No, that's not right. Anyway. Lashire, you probably know it. Gunpowder, plot, and treason? Megan says, I'm surprised you can't have dual citizenship. There are exceptions wherein you can, but the Dutch government does not want you to have dual citizenship unless there's a really strong reason for it. Like you losing the citizenship of your previous place, like where you were born probably, would cause danger to your family or something like that. So yeah, they want you to be just Dutch if you have that option. And it depends, different places have different treaties, The U.S. has had a treaty with the U.K., for example. When my cousin, oh, you're already getting that one, was born, he was born in Scotland, I think, but he's from the U.S. and or his parents are, and then they moved back to the U.S. anyway, I think. Anyway, he was born in Scotland, and so he had dual citizenship, but when he turned 18, he had to choose between the U.S. and the U.K. And then years some years later, my son was born in the UK, and he had dual citizenship, and he has been allowed to keep his. So they change, they change their minds every so often on what their rules are. Germany's going through a phase right now where they are talking about making it possible for people to keep their citizenship if they become German. So yeah, it's interesting. It's always interesting to see what the different governments, are like. Yes, no, yes, no. They just keep changing their minds, Yeah, as B4 points out, yeah, it complicates things for both governments from the Dutch perspective. So the default state here in the Netherlands is that you can't have both, but there are exceptions for various reasons. Funny thing, one of the exceptions is if you are married to a Dutch person, when you become Dutch, you can keep your other citizenship. So, yeah, you guys are true globetrotters. We're so international, let me tell you. It is one of the fun things about living here is there's so many different cultures in such a short area, and I do like that. I think that's really fascinating. Like we have been to Germany, and we have been to France, and like we've been able to enjoy seeing what those cultures are like, up close and everything. When in your daily wanderings, going to the grocery or staying at a hotel and having conversations with people there and whatnot. So yeah, it's really, I enjoy that. I've been enjoying that. What was I going to mention? Oh yeah. So yeah, the thing about yes, we took the train from the Netherlands to France, which goes through Belgium, and it did have a stop in Brussels. So we were on the train while it was stopped in Brussels. So yes, technically we've been to Brussels, but we were in a train and we didn't get out. We didn't go explore anything. So yeah, technically we've been to Belgium, but that's still kind of on our list of places because it's hilarious. I mean, it's like right next door, and we still have not gone and checked it out. So that's funny. But yes, anyway, so you could play silly games in the sense that, like, the two of us, neither of us were Dutch, both of us were American. And we could do a silly game where, like, one of us becomes Dutch, and then, once that process is completely finished, the other one applies to become Dutch, and thereby they're married to a Dutch citizen and wouldn't have to give up their American citizenship. So that would be really funny. But we did not decide to do that. Partly because you get a discount if you do them both at the same time. And in embracing our new Dutchness and frugality, we chose to go with the cheaper version. Oh, real quick, I'm going to open up my Delving boxes because I don't want to have any of them expire. There's one. There's one. There's one. Oh, nope, I don't need to open that. That's one. 36 minutes. Yeah, 31 minutes. So half an hour I've been holding on to that box. Crafting materials. Crafting. I'll just hang on to those for the moment. I open those and then I talk it over with before, and I'm like, all right, what crafting materials do we need? Megan says, I had a connecting flight in Amsterdam, so I guess I've been to the Netherlands too. Right? There you go. You've been here. Yay. I know, yeah, sneakies. That is correct. I feel the same way. It says, yeah, over here you can visit countries like we visit different states. It really feels like that. Like, I've tried to explain to people here that Europe, the size of Europe as they think about it, with all the different countries, is somewhat akin to the size of the United States and all the different states. Like, it is, I mean, it's not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but it's pretty close. It does give people kind of an idea of scale, because I don't think everybody understands how big the United States is. It's so huge. like we in our Dutch class one time they were like, what is your your country that you're from? What is it like? What's the landscape like? What's the weather like? Trying to use words like desert, forest, different vocabulary words like that. And they didn't really ask us, or they didn't ask us right away, put it that way. We weren't the first people. Because you're like, well, yes, it has everything, pretty much. Like, you can pretty much pick a biome, and America has it. Yeah, what's your country like? Yes. Which one of these does your country fall under? Yes, all of them. Do we have mountains? Yes. Do we have desert? Yes. Do we, Death Valley? Yeah. Is there hiking? Yes. Is there fishing? Yes. Is there city? Yes. Is there rural? Yes. Like you have everything. Which makes it a complicated place. I get that. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So let me come back down to that. Yeah. B4 points out that, yeah, he has bicycled to the German border from here. It was like a little adventure he took. It was awesome. Actually, by car, we're only like 30 minutes from Germany. There are people who will go to Germany for grocery shopping around here. It's really funny. And sometimes the price of gas in the Netherlands is higher than it is in Germany, and people will drive their car to Germany to fill up their gas tank. It cracks me up. I'm like, that's really funny. Yeah, come here. Let me shoot you. Yeah, that's true. If you're on the border or near the border, it doesn't seem that excessive, but it seems a little silly to me. So, yeah, Megan says, I think the UK is like the size of Florida or something. There's a thing that B4 likes to use called True Size. Is that right? He's gonna put the link in the chat, because you can like click on something and it'll give you the thing, and then you can like lift it out and put it over the top of something else, and then you can like see them in comparison. It's kind of cool. So yeah, Sneaky says you can drive for 5 hours in Texas and still be in Texas. Yeah, tell me about it. That's where B4 was living before he moved to Colorado. And so we're like, hey, let's load up all your stuff in a moving van and move you to Colorado, which is what we did. And so I took the first driving shift, and I was like, I'll drive for the first bit, and then when we stop for a gas or stop to eat or whatever, we'll see how I'm doing and see if we want to switch or not. And so he was navigating, but there's, there's definitely areas where you don't have cell coverage. So we just kind of like had the map saved onto the phone and whatnot. But we'd be, driving and driving and driving and driving. And I'm like, are we close to, I don't know, the next state? No, still in Texas. Like, okay. And then we'd drive some more hours. I'd be like, so getting close? Like, nope, still in Texas. This went on. It became kind of a running joke because I kept thinking we were getting close to being somewhere else. But no, we were still in Texas. That place is stupid huge. It's like crazy huge. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Megan's playing with True Size. I know, right? That's a fun website. It is a fun website. I agree. Yeah. I used to do the drive like with my parents. Colorado to Iowa or Colorado to Ohio, and sometimes Ohio to Iowa or Iowa to Ohio as well. So I have driven like all over the Midwest, and yeah, there's times when I'm like, can we just like take some of these states like Nebraska? Nebraska's really long. I was like, wouldn't it be neat, or Kansas, either one of them, to like, I had this dream of taking the state and dividing it into thirds. So for one, you would feel like you were making progress because now you're in another state. And then I also was like, I think this was Nebraska was my idea, that you just take the center one and import a ton of sand and turn it into one giant water park. Because could you imagine like the money you would make if you had a destination that is a state that is just a big old water park? Man, that'd be so much more fun than driving through it. Actually, it might have been Kansas. No, I think it was Nebraska. I did not find much joy in driving through either of those. But yeah, I think the Texas drive, it was Dallas to Denver, and I think it was like 24 hours. And God, so much of it was in Texas. It was crazy. And Sandy is Illinois also. In the southern tip, daughter lives in Chicago. A long trip. Hey, Arthur, one can drive for 5 hours in Texas, and then exclaim, "Wow, I'm really sick of Texas." I got tired of being of still driving in Texas. I was like, "Please, can we? Are we not done yet? How close are we? We've got to be there soon." Oh, if you hover over the Delving Stone, it'll tell you what you have. That anyway, it's you're only allowed to do 10 a day of the Delvings. You can do all the missions you want. You can do missions until there's none left, which we probably will do. But the Delvings, you can only do 10 a day. So we're about to, I think this is our 10th one. So this is our last of the Delvings, and then we'll just go to just regular missions. But we'll still get the legendary item experience for the missions. So, it just won't be as accelerated as it is with also doing the Delvings. So let's see. Fantasy Mods asks a question. Are there any GMs online in game? People have been very rude and mean. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So I don't work for SSG, so I don't have any knowledge of where the GMs are. But I will tell you that generally they've shifted away from having GMs online and having people instead submit tickets. So hang on a second. Let me pull this up again. So if you go to the help site, which is what I would recommend. I've got combat over here. I'm going to bring it to you. Yeah, submit a ticket, and you can do a screenshot. You can also do, I'll show you here in a second, where you can capture the, hang on, I'm kind of dying. But you can capture the conversation. I think it's like a right-click the tab. Here, so yeah, click. So if it's a world chat, I'm guessing. So right-click on the tab, and then it says chat logging, which is the very bottom one, and you can click on start logging or capture chat. So that might help, or you could do screenshots, and I would say submit that with a help ticket. Oh, Fantasy Mod says it's like the whole server is being mean to each other. Oh, I'm really sorry you're having that experience. Yeah, in general, Lotro people are really cool and very helpful and that kind of stuff. Occasionally you get like a pack of trolls and sometimes you just get like each server kind of has its own flavor in a way, its own kind of culture. And yeah, I found, for example, I was on, well, I shouldn't slag off on a server, but basically I was on a server for a while, and I felt like the culture on that server did not match the culture that I was looking for. People were often rude and I don't know. They would just they weren't as generous to each other as I enjoyed on some other servers. So for example, I started playing on Anor, which was a legendary server, and so it's pay to play in the sense you got to be VIP. And I have found that the legendary servers definitely have a lot less of that people being rude to each other, any of that business, because you're paying to be here. So people tend to, I think, chill out a little bit maybe. But yeah, I was some guy was being a jerk, and I was like, for real, just, you don't have to be a jerk. But he was not receptive to that message. So, and he's like, why don't you just leave? I was like, what a rude thing to say. And then I spent a little more time on that server because it was the first server I played on. And I realized that I was just not happy there. That the people were just, in general, rude. Um, I had moved to Europe already before that, but it was one of the US servers. And so it was like, it just didn't really match up for me time wise anyway. And so finally I was like, you know what? I think I will. And I didn't like say this to the dude, but I was like, I think I don't need to be in this environment. And I moved to a different server and I've been very happy about it. So, but like I play on Laurelin a lot. It's a role playing server because I enjoy playing as my hobbits and have a good time, you know, with that role play. And we do social things and stuff like that. But sometimes the world chat in on Laurelin, especially on the weekends, can get a little weird. But when it gets like too weird, I'll put in a ticket. I did that a couple years ago. There was just some really inappropriate stuff happening in World Chat, and I was like, okay, that is not going to fly. So I, you know, went ahead and did a ticket on that. It used to be a lot easier to submit a report. They used to be able to do it in game, but they changed that because people were abusing that and just like submitting tickets on or reports on people they didn't like. So now they made it a little bit harder, so you gotta go a little bit out of your way to do it, but then they don't get just the weird old trolling. So this is a long way to say what you're experiencing is unfortunately does happen from time to time, but it's not normal, and I really hope that you find a group that makes you happy, and definitely feel free to put in a ticket on that kind of thing because that shouldn't be happening. Yeah. So, yeah. I'll tell you, I like Laurelin for the role playing stuff. Outside of that, it's okay. Landreval is generally a really nice server, like especially if you're like somebody who's playing more American time frame. Yeah, Arkenstone. Oh no, Crick Hollow. Crick Hollow, I've heard is. I have a character on Crick Hollow, but I don't play there very often. But Crick Hollow seems really nice. I really love the legendary servers. So I play on Treebeard here, and I also play on Mordor. I have noticed that Mordor is a little spicier than I'm used to, but in general, they've kind of calmed down. I think it was just kind of like the early days, and now it's calmed down quite a bit. Oh, Fantasy Mods, they're talking about voting, not Middle Earth. That's going to be a tough one today, I would guess, because people's emotions are probably running a bit high, given that it is voting day in the US, and there's very strong opinions by most of the people voting. I too have strong opinions, but I'm not going to share them because I feel like that would be inappropriate to do on stream. But yeah, I think, yeah, I think it's going to be, it might get people talking in world chat and being inappropriate today. If, now, technically they're not supposed to be talking politics, agreed. But I don't know how far you're going to get on reminding people about that today. So today might be the day you have to turn off world chat and just walk away from it. But that's why I thought, you know, we'll come here, we'll play some stuff in, we'll hang out in Middle Earth. We'll enjoy trying to distract ourselves and, you know, just do some hobbity things. Enjoy being a hobbit. Enjoy defeating the bad guys of Middle Earth that as we can do. And you know, sometimes you can derail. Let's see. If it was Crick Hall, I would say start talking about bacon. I think that might work on Arkenstone. Is that one of their things too? There's certain things you can do on certain servers that will totally derail the conversation. Pineapple on pizza is one of them sometimes. Rings of Power always gets people talking about it, but not necessarily you want to go there because, again, another group of strong opinions. Yeah, sometimes. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. On Angmar, it's Rings of Power. Oops, you're not here yet. Um, oh, it's some other funny things. Yeah, bring up bacon and pineapple. Pineapple on pizza is one that gets people talking a lot. It gets people talking about other things. Or you could talk about delivering the pies, Holly Hornblower's pies, because you'll get people that'll be like, "Oh, I hate doing that," and you'll get people like me who are like, "Oh, I love doing the pies." Or Bingo Boffin. Bingo Boffin will often also get a whole lot of discussion going. That is not whatever it is that's currently being discussed. So there's another tactic you could try. You could try the distraction tactic, or yeah, just walk away from world chat for a while. And yeah, like a Sneaky's, I too have world chat on a separate tab. So when, yeah, like Sneaky says, when I don't want to see it, I just click to another. Oh, I'm carrying powder. Whoops. Hello. I did not read the thing, but I have to place black powder barrels by the watchtowers. I can do that. No problem. That worked. I was able to do it. No problem. Oh, we got another one behind you. Bacon, says Sneakies. Oh, really? Egg Arthur says the code of conduct doesn't mention politics. Oh, I thought it did. Maybe it's an older one that I was thinking of because I'm pretty sure that used to be on the list. Anyway, Fire and Star Live says, which server has good combat for PvMP? Is that Arkenstone, y'all? I'm thinking that one and Evernight, I think, are the two that I've heard for that are good for the PvMP. Hey, and talking about tabs, I'll just give you a quick show of what I have. So I have my general tab. Let me see if I can turn somewhere where it's a little, yeah. So I have my general tab. I have a world chat tab, which over here it's pretty quiet right now. I have one tab for the kinship, and then I just call it kin fel raid because if I'm in a kinship or a fellowship or a raid, I'm usually only focusing on one of those, not more than one of those. I have one that's just LFF and trade because I have about the same level of interest in the pair of those, and so putting them together works for me. I have one for area, which is how I track like people doing emotes and speech bubbles and all that kind of stuff. So that is really convenient for me, especially with all the roleplay stuff. We have the combat one, of course. I have one for the user chat channels, but I'm not currently very active in any of those, but that kind of ebbs and flows. And then one that's the instant messages. So that is a potential series of chat tabs that you might find handy. Should I grab one more also?
I think that's the two that we need.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got a barrel in case there's a place nearby. Let's see. Where would it be? Is it not one there? Oh, okay. Aw. I mean, I could put it down, I suppose.
There will be more.
There will be more. Yeah, we'll go ahead and abandon it. So I just clicked on that induction bar that I had, and then it asked me if I wanted to cancel it, and I said yes. So that's how you can drop something if you're carrying it. And oops, I thought you were here. You were not here. That's how you can drop something if you are carrying it and you no longer want to be carrying it. Like a chicken or a barrel of black powder. Yeah. Oh, Egg Arthur says the community rules say no politics, but that doesn't apply to chat, only to the forums. I see. Hey, I picked up a barrel. So Ginger says Arkenstone, is that okay for PvMP, I think? Yeah. All right, I placed another barrel. Where are we missing? Which tower? We're placing barrels by these towers. Oh, did you do that? You just did that one. I just did this. Oh, there's one over there on the rock. I missed the one on the rock. Yeah, there's a board game website that Before and I have been active on called BoardGameGeek.com, and they have a section called RSP, which is religion, sex, politics, because those are the things that get the most people fired up and hard to find common ground sometimes. So they have a separate section of the website for that. And the rest of the website is like, nope, if that's what you're on about, go over to RSP. Take it over there. Yeah, because then, yeah, anyway. So I just think it's funny. So that's kind of how we think too. It's like, oh, it's RSP. We don't bring that into the general chat. All right. Woo-hoo. All right, we'll go for maybe another half hour. Oh, we should hang on. I'm at box. I meant to check where we were at the end of doing the Delvings. Oh well. I'm most of the way through box 65. So 64.8 or however you want to think of it.
Okay.
So where did we start?
We started at 62.8.
Okay, so yeah, so we were here. So we've made 3 boxes worth of progress, right? 1, 2,
4
3.
is 2.
Oh, I was in 63. Now I'm in 65.
You were at 62.8. You said now you're at 64.8.
He counts it differently than I do.
The number on the left is
Yeah.
the number that you're
I'm in box 65, I'm working on completing box 65. I'm in progress on box 65.
Which means you're at 64.8.
So I was in progress on box 63 when we started.
Think of the
So 2.
bar as the decimal value.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that for me.
64 point.
It doesn't work. Oh, hey, my currency's capped on. Oh, tokens of heroism. Oh well. Psh. I'm already at max with tokens with that faction.
No, it's for alts.
And so now I'm using my alts to spend those. So after the stream, I'll
Get one more.
alt over to another character and spend those out. Oh yes. So this one, deliver 60 pies to Glen Hillig villagers. Okay, so here I'll grab this pie. 60 pies. Here we go. Let's get started. Let's find somebody. I don't even see 60 people.
Down here.
Oh. Where? Oh, down there. Okay. Well, I can probably just jump down. It's fine. I'm sure this is fine. Keep going down? No. Where are you?
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if you're further down from me or not. I can't tell.
I'll just jump down.
You are down further. Okay. Here we go. Carrying a pie. Carrying a pie. Hey, there's a person who wants a pie. Hey, person. I would like to give you a pie. I delivered a pie to one hungry hobbit. All right, back up.
Back to the pies.
Back to the pie. It's just one pie. We're just going to deliver the same pie over and over.
They just all look the same because
They all just look the same. There's 60 identical pies in a stack. All right, back to the pie. All right, this person's up top, right?
up top it's easier to drop down.
That's fair.
It's not.
That's fair. Hey, Sneaky says, I haven't been on Treebeard in a long time. Not sure who I have on there. I don't know either. Let's see, can I get this way without dropping the pie?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Yo! I delivered a pie.
Oh no.
Oh, what? Defeat the attacking brigands. I think we're done with pies. So yeah, that one's kind of like a little fake out. Deliver 60 pies, but you deliver like 2, I guess, and then the brigands show up. So it's kind of funny that way. It's Gagosi. First bacon and now pies, you're getting hungry. I know, right? We are, we did not have ourselves prepared for making dinner tonight, so we ordered in I'm getting weirdo laggy here.
Yeah, I got a little bit of it, but now it's clearing up.
There we go. So I am getting hungry a little bit too, but my food is waiting for me. No bacon involved though. But there is some fish. I got like a tilapia in sauce. It's really tasty. It's an Indian place that we order from on a regular basis. I kind of do this thing where like I find a restaurant and if it's got food that I can eat because I'm celiac, so I'm like, is it gluten free? So then we find, the food that I don't have a reaction to. And yeah, just kind of, eat from the same place on a repeated basis. How weird. We're all hovering. Something has gone weird. Are you getting a picture of that?
No, I think we hit a rock that's weird.
And then the scout is up in the
Actually,
air.
you could have subtly changed things here, and elevations could be a little wonky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the elevations might be a little wonky. That's funny. Yeah, floaty hobbitses. Oh my gosh, though, yeah, during my stream, during the marathon, turkey bacon came up. So apparently you can get turkey bacon here in the Netherlands. I'm like, because I used to actually eat that in the US. I found it very tasty. And I kind of miss it a little bit. So that was my bacon fix. I might see about trying to get some of that here at some point. It was tasty. Sounds nice. You love Indian food? Yeah, go see it. I do too. So it's like a fish and some sauce, and I'll put it over some jasmine rice. And then we got what we call danger triangles. Samosa. Because it's like, is it gluten-free or is it not? And, Sneaky's tried turkey bacon once and you didn't like it at all. Oh, that's too bad. I've gone into the next one, I believe. Yeah. So, I liked it. It worked out for me. I found it really easy to cook, and it didn't get bacon grease everywhere. And I figured out like how crunchy or not crunchy to make it. It was I found it really easy to work with. So and I liked it. I liked the taste of it. So now there was one particular brand I liked though. So that's a fair point. I'd forgotten about that. That I liked one brand more than the others that were available to me. I'm not sure where we're supposed to go. We got to find wolves and wolf matron. 15 wolves and 1 wolf matron. Oh, I know where we are now. Yeah. We're down here in Swanfleet, not too far outside of Mossward. Yeah, Sneakies, I get it. He says I save the bacon grease to use in flavoring in other dishes. I used to do that. Like I have been in that realm of reusing the bacon grease for other things, and it makes a nice flavoring and all of that, but that's just too much. Plus, I just don't eat very fatty stuff. Low fat, low cholesterol kind of thing. So bacon grease doesn't really lend itself to that, whereas turkey bacon does, or did, for me, in my diet. So it worked out. But anyway, so yes, I'm going to have some lovely food in a bit. Before probably has some spicy rice. Biryani. Yeah. I really enjoyed that biryani that you were making once you toned down the spice. That was really tasty for me. Biryani can be very spicy. And before I was enjoying it very spicy. And I was like, well, make it for you and I'll eat something else. And so he's like, well, what can I do to make it so that you would like to eat this? Because the rest of the flavors in it were really good. And so, yeah, last time he made it, he toned down the heat and it was really tasty. And I was like, yes, this I would enjoy repeatedly. So maybe I can get him to make that again sometime soon. That was good stuff. All right, so we've done all the stuff with this person. So now we've gone through 3 whole people already.
Want to do that dwarf faction?
Oh yeah, Trestle Bridge. Okay, so we're gonna go do a dwarf faction. Trestle Bridge. That's where I'm trying to take us. Spicy food. Skagosi likes spicy food. I cannot do spicy food. It's just painful. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, it's not enjoyable, and I don't taste the flavors, and just everything hurts. So I don't really do much by way of spicy food. Okay, so we've gone to the mission recruiter here in Trestle Bridge, just a quick, easy way to get to them. There's one Lake and Bree, they're dotted around. And we're going to the Erebor one, is that right? Honey? Honey? Erebor?
Yeah, I put it in chat.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Local?
No? There, okay.
Did you see that?
I did not see that. As you figured out. Okay, so we come in here and there's like all these tables of people could be having their meals, look like they've been having their meals here. So, oh yeah, that bread reminds me. Also, I like the little guy outside the cave claw there, or trying to break through something. Anyway, that bread reminds me. The first time we went to Paris, because we've been there twice now, we picked a place to stay at that had a bakery right across the street that had gluten-free stuff listed. I was like, this is awesome. I can try and do that, Paris, get my fresh bread every day, really try that out. Well, funny thing is we didn't know this about Europe yet, but one of the things about Europeans having so much vacation time is that they actually take it. And they often will take it in the summer because there just seems to be this kind of cultural thing where everybody goes somewhere for vacation. And so they'll like close their shop for a week if they're, a shopkeeper. And a lot of the shops here are smaller. It's not like your Walmarts and stuff. It's more, like a little hole in the wall kind of, single proprietor kind of places. So, so they're, they just close up the shop and they go on vacation for a week or two. And because they're going to do that and be gone, like people around them will often tend to do the same thing. So you'll come across like a whole street and they'll be like, especially we ran into this in Paris, where it was like, close, back in a week kind of thing. So the bakery so we were there in August and the bakery across the street was closed for the week. And they were going to be back like the week after, we left on the Monday and they were opening Tuesday or whatever. So that was kind of funny. So now we know that if we're staying somewhere in Europe in the summer, it might be worth taking a little bit of time to do some investigation. Are they going to be open or not if you're looking for a particular place? So but it was kind of funny. It was like we made all these plans to stay at this specific place right across the street from that thing, and they weren't even open. We did in the second trip that we were there, even though we weren't anywhere near it, we made a special trip to go and check it out. And so we did get to try some of their gluten-free stuff. So I got to have the experience. It was just delayed because we were there in September the second time. So yes, if you're traveling in Europe in July or August, it is possible that what you're looking for could be closed or have limited hours or something of that sort. So just be prepared for that. Yeah, Sneaky's talking about watching what you eat, and once in a while have bacon, a few sodas, but try to stay on a good meal plan. I have found for me, it's been easier to eat healthier here than it was in the US. Um, I think part of it is because the just the rules and stuff are different here in terms of what you can and can't put in the food and how the food is, managed, grown, how the animals are treated, what they're allowed to eat, stuff like that. Oh no, we're not done. A massive blade beak bursts forth. Dum dum dum. Who could have seen this coming? Hey, it's like a lox. All right, now there is a scout over here. Now, with this one, this set of missions, they have a mission reward box that you need to open before you leave the mission in order to get your goodies. And then you can click on the scout to go. So, yeah, Sneaky says some of the healthy foods here isn't sold there because some of the additives we have. Exactly. It's a funny thing because bread in the US is very sweet. There's a lot of sugar added to it. And hey, what's our reputation with these guys? Is it high enough yet?
We're nearing friend.
I'm nearing friend. Okay. I think at that point I can buy stuff from them. Oh, I'm like really low, and I'm like 6,000 through 20,000 towards an acquaintance.
Some of our reputation accelerators.
Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna use reputation accelerators because that sounds great.
3,000 worth should be fine.
So, let me see, what have I got? Oh, I don't have enough room. Hey, can I give you some stuff?
Sure.
What have I got going on here? Yeah. Well, I have like the craft boxes that we need to open and tell me what to pick. So there's still that too. This is how I manage my inventory. I just give it all to B4 and he deals with it. But we have collected a bit of stuff today. Hang on. And then these things. And I didn't put those dyes away yet, so I guess I could do that too. Oh, and I have delving chests I need to open. Hello. Here, take that to get started, and then let me fix this. So, let's see. Box of 2 essences. Ugh. What am I even doing with those? All right, so let's see. Delving. Here we go. I've got this one to open and this one. Crafting materials. All right. Oh, and that's consumables. Like what? What do you think I should take? The morale potions or the hope tokens?
Hope.
Hope. I hear hope is a good thing. Okay, we'll take the hope tokens. And then these are all, I think, crafting materials. Well, I'm not ready.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to discuss the crafting materials later. Okay. So now I'm going to pull open that, pull out the reputation dudes. Oops, I need to take one. Okay. Which one? Defilers, right? In the Dale? Top down. We just end up doing top down usually. Anyway, so the bread at Subway has so much sugar in it that it's considered like cake.
Once upon a time.
They may have made some changes to get that to change how it fits in, but yeah, as it comes from the U.S., it's considered, I think, cake or something like that because it's got so much sugar in it, which is really funny. Apparently that was in an Irish court in 2020. All right, we need to defeat orc defilers and destroy blighted cauldrons. You know what's cool is we're in the Dimral Dale. So we're like over here, right above my head there. Isn't that cool? So we're like actually in landscape that we're, have encountered previously. So there's a cauldron there and a dude defending it. Oops, what do I want to do? No, stop shooting the wrong person. Dang it. Me and my hunter skills. I didn't mean it. All right, here we go. Yeesh. All right, let's knock over this cauldron. Be like, "Waha, we've destroyed your cauldron, neener, neener." Yes, an Affadil carryall. Affadil is my carryall. It's excellent. I should just name all my carryalls Affadil. It's a handy way to work. Well, in a way it works out though, because then like all the crafting stuff is pretty much, well, I do have duplicates of some of it, but like most of the time I can just be like, hey, you have all the crafting stuff and I want to work on this, particular thing. So then I can, just get the stuff from Affadil, and then I'm like, here you go, you can have this back. I have processed all the wood or whatever. So we don't necessarily have to like have everything duplicated. So that's kind of cool. And then all the, oh my gosh, like the scrolls. I'm not really big on figuring out what scrolls do I have, what scrolls do I need for the crafting, like the recipes, the recipe scrolls. And so I'm just like, here, have them all. Now, when we go up a level, sometimes I will open them for a while, and then when it gets to the point where I keep finding things that I've already got, I'm like, good enough. I mean, I could go online and like look and see if there's any that I'm missing, but I do so little crafting unless it's dyes that it's not something I really worry about. Yes, Sneakies, the old hunter stray arrow has aggroed many an unwanted mob. Yeah, tell me about it. I am like so bad about this. Oh my gosh. It's good to know that I'm not the only one. Hunter gotta hunt, man. Yeah, Lost Shire says mine is Call of Orome. Oh, bleh, the big thing. Yeah, on the minstrel. You get lots of people you didn't mean to get. Yeah, Sneakies points out that cook is tough crafting. I know, right? Yeah, when I end up doing a cook, it's like 3 carryalls, sometimes as many as 5 for the cook farming, thing. Because you end up having a farmer who's getting all the stuff for your cook to do, and sometimes it's the same person, right? So you end up needing like, all the materials for the farmer, who then passes it on to the cook, and so you end up with just, I think I have 5 carryalls for my cooking and stuff. Oh, mission reward. I don't think the mission reward is doing me any good right now because, well, you're still getting some, maybe. I am at currency cap with their goodies. Here, come over to the scout so you don't get aggroed. Yeah. Before says I've tried doing cook or jeweler without carryalls, but it's doable, but I prefer with them. Yeah, with jeweler's another one that takes up a lot, but the cook is the worst. I agree. Oh, got to pick up groceries. Thanks for the stream. Have fun. Thanks, Sandy. It was good to see you. Well, enjoy, hopefully, a good winter. Hopefully it'll be what you want soon. Yeah, once I'm ally, I can buy cosmetic pets. My standing is too low. And once I'm friend, I can buy cosmetics, although I don't know. Well, there's some housing things, so those might be fun. I don't know. Anyway, right now I'm just losing currency because I can't buy anything except for, here, I'll show you what I can buy. I can buy, like jewelry right now, like bracers and leggings and stuff like that. I was looking at it yesterday and it doesn't seem to be any better than what I've currently got. So I'm like, eh. So, all right. You want to do another one? All right. We'll probably do one more because it's been 2 hours. So I will probably, this will probably be my last one. And then we can wrap it up here on my stream. And then before we'll be on with his stream for plugging along, doing some plug-in stuff. Now, festival is over, so I'm kind of curious what you'll be working on today.
Probably finish up Festival Buddy.
Probably finish up Festival Buddy too.
Yeah, some changes for next Harvest Math.
Oh, nice. He's got some changes for the next Harvest Math to add to Festival Buddy 2. So he's looking at that possibly for today.
Today's just defeat the orcs.
Yeah, today is a lot of orcs. Defeating orcs. I mean, yeah. We could, defeat orcs on your stream too if you wanted to, but we don't have to. We could do that later.
Probably do that after.
See, that was not a stray arrow. That was on purpose. Oh, I thought we needed that guy. But
Delving tier 7 or higher.
yeah, that's true. We're not doing a delving of like tier 7 or higher, so it's not quite as, possibly devastating. Sneaky says on Crick Hollow, my hunter is the farmer, burglar is the cook, but on Angmar I made my Berg the farmer and the cook, so I wouldn't have to keep switching characters to make stuff. Interestingly, I have been enjoying having my main be the collector of things. So which is this girl? She's forester, prospector. Well, she's still a tailor, but I'll probably drop that at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. But like over on Mordor, I think I've set my character up to be scholar, forester, prospector, because then I can pick up everything, and I really like that. The Zen of games in my kinship, we call them happy arrows. It's just a happy little arrow, happy little mistakes flying over there. Oh yeah, so we get to hear, so these missions that we're doing are the same. They're the same as yesterday, at least. So I'm guessing this guy's missions don't change. We do the same thing for him every day.
Put the banners into the bodies.
We did that yesterday. We haven't gotten to that yet, maybe. Because we did this gate yesterday. And then we take out this guy and his other people. And he's like, you go through that gate and you'll find death or something like that. And he's like, ha ha ha. We'll see if he says it when we finish him off here. Yeah, cross the threshold and we'll have your head. So we don't cross the threshold yet. Instead, we talk to a dwarf who's got stuff that we can't take. Okay. Hello, dwarf scout guy. I assume you're full up on tokens too, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm curious, how's my reputation? Alright, give me some reputation. Alright, not yet. First, we wait. There we go. And so I'll be getting 300 reputation, so it means it should be 600 then. Because, yeah, 300 from my bonus and then 300 from this guy. So, you know, we'll get there eventually, and then I can spend some of the tokens, and then I can earn more tokens, so I can get more tokens, so I can spend more tokens, you know. You know how it goes. So yeah, B4 says my most important consideration for new characters is if they share a name with a character on another server, do they also share the same professions? Hey, I just realized I didn't open my Hobbit present yet today. I got a simple rally horn. Cool. Those seem to stack up, and it's so funny because I will have them, and then I'll be like, hey, you know, I have all these rally horns. Let me use one. And people are like, oh, you don't need to bother. It's okay. And I'm like, no, can I please use a rally horn? I really have too many of them. It's like, okay. Oh, right. I was going to look for my scholar. Oh, where am I on the track? I am, I guess by your reckoning, 65 and a half. It's totally your reckoning. I am past box 65. Box 65 is like so in the rearview mirror for me. I'm in the middle of box 66 by my reckoning. By Shire reckoning. He disagrees. Disagree. Nene. Let's see. Have I got anything else to go into these? I do not. Okay. But cool. Got my scholar stuff in my scholar buckets. That's the most important thing for me because that's where the dies go. That's where the dies get made, you know, is by the scholar. So it's really important to me that the scholar is the one who has whatever they need. Now, let's see. I've got... I think I've got, yeah, a cracked Rohirrim tracery token, so we'll put that away. Don't need to have that out. Oh, I know one thing I didn't do, so I'll pop over, I'm going to pop back to the homesteads. So, back to that. KikaCraft says, I love your UI. Thank you. I am using the JRR Skins collection. And in that, I am using probably Delving Hills. Let me double check here. We go into my options, which is Control O, is a shortcut you can use to get to the screen. And under UI settings, this button here, you go about 2/3 of the way down. And if you have downloaded any user skins, here under miscellaneous current user skin, there's a drop down, and that's where you'll have access to find all of those. So yeah, I'm using JRR Delving Hills Wide 2. I really like that one. The Delving Hills ones I like. There's like kind of an elvish one with a bunch of vines that I also like. Green leaves maybe. Spirit of Elfwood sounds familiar. I think I've used that one. But I've definitely enjoyed the Delving Hills. I think that one's nice. And I used JRR I think, before. They changed it up a little bit ago. They did a big update and release, and they changed a few of the names. But I think it's the Bree one. So, one of the things I've been trying to do, so we'll do this here on stream, is you can get legendary item experience by doing task boards. So I have, Affadil hooked me up because I give Affadil all the task stuff, you know. And so Affadil passed it back. So these shattered hatchets, and we're trying to get reputation with Rangers of Athelion, I think?
Yeah, to the end.
Yeah. So, yeah. So these shattered hatchets, so I'll pick that, accept it, and then in the box right in front, I just click that and I turn it in. And that gives me progress on the reward track and reputation with the Rangers of Athelion. Here, so I'll do it again. Shattered hatchets, yes please. And then here, I'll pull up my reward track, and you can see it will, oh, you can't see it while that's in front of it. Let me move that down. There, can you see it? Yeah, you can kind of see it there. So you saw it move just moved, you know, a little bit, not like a huge amount, but enough. Like it's making some progress. So, I mean, I get to do, I don't know, like 12 of these a day or something, tasks, maybe more. Um, so I just keep going until it says, you know, you've reached your task limit.
13.
I can show you where that is here in just a second. Shattered hatchets, turn it in. Turn it in. It's a little tedious, but it's worth it for the, well, both actually, for the reputation and for the movement on the reward track. Because you can see, I mean, I'm actually making some decent progress here. So, one thing I was doing at one point is over on Laurelin when I was trying to get really far on the reward track, is I picked all of my characters that could do this, that had their legendary items, and thereby their task board stuff. Yay! I'm in the next box. Would give them LI experience, and so I was just going from character to character and doing all of their tasks every day. And that was actually making a big difference. So I may have to get some more task stuff from Affodil there at some point. Okay, there we go. See, it pops up and it's like, you have reached your task limits. You can reset it for 10 mithril coins. So if you get desperate, that's an option. I have 13, and it's right here. Oh, maybe if it's down, you might not be able to read that. So up at the top, there's a handful of things. It says active quests. So that's how many quests that you have over here in your quest log. So out of all these quests I've got over here, I have 48, and I can have as many as 65. And then underneath that, it says daily tasks, and I have 13 out of 13 that I have done today. You can, it says add slots. You can, so you can pay mithril coins, I believe, to add extra slots. Oh, thanks. I should give you the other stuff. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Whoop. Where'd it go? Okay. Trade window just appeared for a second there. Have I done that? Yeah, okay. Let me try and go in order. So yeah, so that's a thing you can do is do the task boards, and they'll give you, here, I'll just do that for now. Thank you. Now, like if you do something low level, like, you know, Men of Bree, notice it's just giving you reputation with Men of Bree. There's no legendary item experience in that. You have to do it like, I don't even think the Lossoth stuff does. No. Thorns Hall. No. So you have to definitely be in the 51 to 60 board. Yeah, and then it starts to do it. So, yeah, so from there forward, you can turn in tasks and, oh, it's going to say you don't have that stuff. Yeah, that gives you a lot of experience and so forth. So, so you can't just bring in like a level 10 character and start doing it. Like, it's not going to get you any ally experience. It'll get the character experience in general, though. So that is a way to, like, I think to have it level up. Maybe not. Wait a minute. It should be telling me. No, maybe not. Okay, now I'm not 100% sure. I've just forgotten. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Hey, KikoCraft has started a Bjorning over on Crick Hollow. Awesome. Bjornings are so, like, overpowered, it seems like sometimes. Like, they're really good at what they can do, which is nice. So, oh, Sneakies uses the wide opaque UI skin. The sixth one down, basic black. Yeah, so Sneakies is saying you get an extra task token. Yeah, it's, I was thinking, you say 150 and 300, but I was thinking it was 100 and 200 and 300 and 400. Let's see here. So under class race epic, is it under class? Race and social, epic, invitation, race and social. Am I in the right place? I guess I could just be using the... here, let me pull up D-Tracker. Like, I think Busy Bee is one of them. Yeah. So class race social. Oh, it's under reputation. Of course it is. And so when, because it's a reputation thing. I don't know why it's under reputation. But when you do, here they are. The up and comer, complete tasks throughout Middle Earth, and that is once you do 100, you earn the title up and comer, and you get this little token, which is an upgrade task limit +1. And it's account bound, so you can pass it to another character. So I've done that where I have basically taken some of my alts and passed that token to my main character instead. So my main gets more. Now there is a max of like 15, I think, total that you can get your character up to. And at that point, you can't consume the tokens anymore. So then you just go ahead and pass them to the next alt. So that's 100. At 200, you get the title The Go-Getter and another task limit upgrade. At 300, that's the Busy Bee. And that's when you get the Cloak of the Busy Bee, which is super cute. So let me, I should have it in my vault. Yeah, just look it up. Oh, maybe I dropped it. Because if I put it in my wardrobe, I might have gotten rid of it. Yeah. So this is the Cloak of the Busy Bee. It's super cute. It's got the bee and the honey and everything on it. I like that one a lot. So that's when you get to 300, your character gets this cloak. I don't think there's anything. No, there might be. There's some things that if you equip them cosmetically, they just are like normal. But if you equip it in your like actual equipment slot, like your weapon slot, it does things. So for example, the backpack that I currently have on here is really cute, and it's got like these kind of flowers and stuff. But if I were to equip that as actual equipment, then little butterflies come flying around. But then I lose, whatever armor I've got in that slot. So that's worth thinking about. The Eager Beaver is for 400, and that's when you get the Cloak of the Eager Beaver. And that's this one. So you've got like a little beaver at the top, and then you've got like these stumps. So I like that. And I think is that beaver paw prints on the top, or are those leaves? I'm not sure. Maybe leaves. Yeah, so the Eager Beaver is 400. So you get the title, that cloak, and then the upgrade limit. And you also get 5 Loacher points each time for these two. And then the last one you can get is the Hot Shot. And that's 500. And you get this cloak, which is all fiery. So you get cloaks for the last 3. And I don't think they do anything. Let me double check. Eager Beaver. Doesn't say so. Busy. No. Okay. I think I could have sworn there was a cloak somehow animal related or flower related or something that does something when you're wearing it. Maybe one of the chicken ones? No, I can't remember. Anyway, once you get to 500 tasks, that's the last deed that they have for turning in tasks that you, at least currently, and I don't expect them to change that, but that one's kind of fun that you can get like that handful of them. So, but yes, those tokens, like I said, you can trade those off, excuse me, to one of your other characters. So that's how my character is at 13, because somebody has given her 3 of those task baubles. I should double check. On one of my servers, I have one of those baubles sitting in my shared storage. And I think it's over on, excuse me, I think it's over on Mordor that I've done that. Because somebody had got one, and I just like, I'll just throw it in there and I'll deal with it later. And then it's still sitting there, so, oh, my reputation stuff went in the wrong place. I put that in my combat bucket. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. I did have a few things here to deal with. Oh, dies. That's what I was going to do. I was going to put the dies in my die carry-all, which I thought was here, but maybe it's in the parties one. Nope. Where's my die carry-all? Who has the die carry-all? Housing and dies. Oh, right. Let me slurp those up. Awesome. The ones that B4 gave me. That's very cool. Now, one thing to watch out for is, like, early on when you are getting dies for, like, you can get dies for finishing quests, or I think that might be one of the things you get out of one of those boxes that shows up in the mail. The problem with that is if you slurp it up into your die carry-all and it's bound to your character, then the, whatever carry-all, but in this case the die carry-all, then that carry-all will no longer be able to be taken out by other characters. It'll be stuck in your shared storage until that character pulls out their bound to item. It's like that with all the carry-alls. So if you put anything in a carry-all that's bound to a character, then that character kind of locks it. So you'll need to keep an eye out. Don't do that. That's the bottom line. Just don't do that. You don't want to do that. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Yeah. Now Sneaky says I've only really cared about rep if I need a certain piece of armor or etc. And that's reputation bound. Yeah. Well, there's like an emote that's reputation bound. One of the dances. So like that's one that I go out of my way to get. Trying to think what else. Also because they're deeds, and you know we're kind of like deed specialists, so you know there's that. All right, well, I think B4 is still getting ready. So, oh, my virtue cap got reached on something. Which one am I? Okay, so let me scoot that onto a different one. We'll go here. Okay. So I could pop out to my house real quick. Let's pop out to one of my premium houses. Have you seen this new emote for, oh, I've got to get that bar in a different place. But it looks like you're packing a little backpack. It's so cute. I love it. Oh, did I go to Rohan? What am I doing in Rohan? That's not the house I was expecting. This is not the house you're expecting. Apparently, this is the last house I went to. So that button, the buttons for your travel to kinship member and travel to premium house, it will take you to the last one. If you just click it, it will take you to the last one that you went to. So apparently, the last time I went to one of my premium houses, I came to the Rohan house. I was probably looking for something in the buckets. Oh, I just realized my motes of enchantment are almost maxed out. You know what I actually need to do is I need to go to Bree and trade some of those away. So I'm going to go do that thing that makes people cry. There we go. After I pack up my bag and, you know, get on the road. We are going to go to the person. Oh, I wonder when the curator is coming back. It'll be listed on the Lotro schedule. So if you like, here, let's go to the website and I'll give you all a link real quick. So Lotro, I just type in Lotro schedule into my favorite browser and it'll always find it for me. But this is the link if you're looking. And let's see, this is October, no, it's November. Oh, we have a buried treasure event coming up on the 7th. That's cool. Legendary item reward track starts on the 13th. That's soon. Rowan Raspberry is scheduled to arrive around the same time. Then we get an XP boost, loot box embers and motes bonus. Treebeard goes up at the beginning of December on the 4th. Hobnanigans. Yule Festival begins on the 12th of December. Curator is not due until the 19th of December, so we got a little while. So I guess it's Filbert Fig. Hey, Filbert, how's it going, buddy? Um, what can I do for you today? Well, you can take some of my motes of enchantment and give me some figments of splendor. And let's see, do I have all the mounts? I do not have the sophisticated birder's accessory for a war steed. Do I have the steed of the elder? Okay, I don't have that one. And that one costs 9,500, so close. I'm at 8,100 at the moment. Or I could get a pet tome. I think I have the shoe emote. Yeah, the shoe. That one's cute. And I have a bunch of the other pets. All right, I think it's not urgent that I do that, but I think it's urgent that I show you the shoe emote. I think that one's funny. I just shooed Filbert Fig. So, oh, hey, now my thing has run out, so I can go to a different premium house. I was trying to go to a Lindleby house. Let's go to Welfirth Way. Okay. All right, so oh, man. Is this really my house? I mean, it must be. Man, I don't remember doing any of this. Oh, you know why? Because I've been decorating over on Laurelin so much. I'd forgotten the stuff I had done here. That's really funny. Oh yeah, the dispersed Honorian rubble. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, my Laurelin decorating is way different. Well, you know, we've got the start on the wintry stuff. I guess that works all right. I was just gonna see if there was anything in the housing. Oh yeah, I was gonna put up a couple of those paintings real quick. I thought that might be cute. Now, over on Laurelin, I basically turned this side of my house into like a wintry thing. But yeah, I don't think I've done that on this house. So, man, do I just not have a lot of furniture in here or what? Wow. Oh, I put the wall there. Hey, bud. I put it over on Laurelin. I put it like here. So like it's, you know, it's got a wall here where this line on the floor is. And then it's like, so basically you come around the corner and, you know, you've got like this open space there. That's cute. All right, so let's hang up a portrait or two. Oh, I forgot to take them out of my storage. All right, let's do the tankard and the humble pony. I don't really want the watchful warg. We're not worried about that one. Oh, but we'll take out the jasper pedestal. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so I'm going to decorate. I pushed the wrong button. Let's do a pony. And we're going to raise that up a little bit. Cool. And then we could do a tankard. Let's do the tankard on this side. Oh, interesting. I assumed there'd be a spot there, but there's not. Okay, let's over here. That's fine. The study of a tankard can go up on this wall. I like how the kind of pinkish red on the painting matches the kind of pinkish red on the wall. That's kind of nice, huh? All right, and then let's put this jasper thing in here. We can take a look at that. We can scoot that out a little bit, get a little better look at that. Oh, other way. All right, cool. Let's get out of that. No, that one. Keep pushing that button. That's funny. Okay, so let's see what we got. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that's nice. I wonder what it says on the little plaque. Probably says Jasper Trophy on a pedestal. We'll just pretend that's what it says. Okay. Well, that's nice. A little geode going on there. And then, of course, we've got our humble pony on the wall. And we've got our study of a tankard over here. You can buy those too, I believe, over in Yondershire now. But you'll see them on the walls in places in the Shire, like the Prancing Pony, or not the Prancing Pony, that's in Brie. Like the Green Dragon, or places like that. You'll see them on the walls, so that's kind of fun. You had that wallpaper for a while, didn't notice the tree pattern until you put black dye on it. Yeah, and you were like, oh. Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this wallpaper is how different it can be with a different background color. Just so in case somebody's not sure what we're talking about here, when you're doing a wall, you can put a wall surface on there, which is the wallpaper, which this is the Summerfest wallpaper. Oh, you just saw the sunshine rays. Nice. Well, I mean, the sunshine rays are cool, but the trees really bring it out. Now, if you didn't want to see the trees, you could do a color that kind of blends it in, like a tan or something. And that's what I'm talking about. So the color, so you could apply a color here. So like this wall, I've put a pink wall paint on. And then like over on this wall, I've put like a green. So you can see how even that just like has a different feeling to it just between those two colors. But then, yeah, there and in here, I did like a brown, I think it is. Let me double check. I don't think I have a black on there yet. Oh, yeah, this is sienna wall, but it's like a dark brown is how it turns out on the wall. So it makes the trees really stick out. So like, I can't jump over that thing backwards. Come on. So this is what it looks like without any color. You can't color the walls that you buy. So that's what it looks like without the walls. And so you can see how you could just be like really seeing just the sun rays and not really see the trees. But then, yeah, when you put a wall color on it, you can see how it makes, like, in this case, the trees are kind of subtle. It's a very gentle kind of feeling. And then, but here, like, it's really striking. The trees stick out more. I'm sure with the black, they really stick out. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I have a black. That'd be fun to try. I'll have to try that sometime. So yeah, I really like how the different colors make it different. And here, like, I filled the room with intense yellow. And so even that, it makes the wallpaper even more different. It makes the wallpaper look yellow, even though it's got, you know, that pink background to it. So, and that one, the light's just not shining on, which is funny. So yeah, I find it really fun to play around with the different colors with this wallpaper. And it's my favorite wallpaper. Although some of the winter ones are nice too. Oh yeah, I was thinking about turning this into my winter room instead of the whole other side. So, all right, well, I think that's going to do it for me today. So next, as mentioned, is Before coming up with his stream Plugging Along, and he'll be talking about various plugins that he's working on for Lord of the Rings Online. So stick around if you have any questions about plugins or Lotro in general, or if you just want to hang out and chat. It's a little techie stuff, but there's also other things that come up. So even if you're not techie, it still can be an enjoyable stream to hang out and just socialize. So now, Meilung is normally on also on Tuesdays, but I believe he's having some computer problems and will not be on later today. But that is your normal Tuesday stream. Oh my gosh, we have like 3 new streamers also. So I don't know if it's listed here. I think they are listed here. So you can see the Google Calendar schedule there that Eldalith has put together, and then a lot of us have like social links that you can, if you want to, like, because sometimes I will post over on Blue Sky now when I am streaming or what I'm streaming about. I'm not consistent about it, I will let you know. But I do sometimes post on there that I will be, you know, streaming and what I'm doing that day. But even if I don't post, I'm often still streaming. So you can always pop here on Tuesdays. Oh, and Sneakies has done a few Lotro streams. Going to start doing more soon. Awesome. So yeah, so check the schedule. We've got the Questing Dad has joined us, and oh, now I'm going to get in trouble because I'm not going to remember all the words. Poteen Boboan has joined us, and oh, dang on it. Who's the other one? Who's the other one? They just did their first stream. Master of Dungeons joined us. Oh yeah, Norse Wrecker just joined us. Oh gosh, yeah, that's 4 now. Yeah, Norse Wrecker. Thank you, Lashare. I think one of the folks, it was their first stream. They're gonna be streaming on Saturdays, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go on Saturday, November 2nd." We're like, "Hey, that's our extra life stream, so have fun with that." So it worked out great. They had a great time. The community was very supportive, and it worked out. So they had a good time. I think so. Yeah, just doing it for fun. That's awesome, Sneakies. Don't want to stream if someone's doing it for extra cash. Yeah. Oh, speaking of cash, though, you are still able to get in on the Extra Life benefits there. So if you want to make a donation still, you still can and still get stuff off of the community loot list. So the links are all right there in the chat for you. You can go to the Extra Life page, make a donation on the Standing Stone Games team, and then you can go to Lotro.com with the Extra Life page and pick out your goodies off of the community loot list, and then you can go over to the Survey Monkey and say, "Hey, Cord, this is what I want," and then he will send you codes for those things that you have picked out. So yeah, get yourself some goodies. There's some new things this year. There's a couple new titles that were around like 10 years ago, just once, and Cord was able to bring those back and add those to the loot list now. So there's, yeah, a couple new titles and yeah, some various things, some good stuff. So, all right, I am gonna go and get some dinner. So y'all have a great rest of your evening. Stick around for B4, of course. And I will see you next week. And as always, make sure to stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. Take care of each other, everybody, and have a good and hopefully stress-free rest of your week. All right, bye-bye.